Today's video is brought to you by Oxydo LED lighting. You might think that you can see just fine at night. Well, I did too, until I did this little upgrade. As you can see from this footage, here is some before Oxydo LED lighting, and here is some after Oxydo LED lighting. The difference is amazing. With high brightness and easy installation, Oxydo LED lighting is definitely the route for you. They're easy to install, and they're available for all makes and models. Click on the link in the description below and enter promo code 612motorsports at checkout to get yourself 15% off. Now back to our video. Hello and welcome back to another episode of 612 Motorsports. You know, it's just been a really long gosh darn time since we've done any work on the 95. I know it's broken down. I know it's sad, it hurts me, but until we can figure out exactly what's wrong with this thing, I do have a recycled bring your own kind of grocery bag to the store bag full of parts for this thing that I've had for a while. So I figured, you know what, we might as well throw some of that stuff on and maybe it'll take care of the problem. I highly doubt it. I know this first little thing we're gonna do isn't gonna help. But what the issue I'm kind of having is when it does run, and it runs great, the tach flutters. The engine doesn't flutter or fluctuate with the gauge, just the gauge kind of moves. Now I had tried shortening some wires and stuff in there, give less resistance and any of that kind of issues. None of it seemed to help. And honestly, what I think the problem is, maybe 3-4 years ago, I had gone through the ignition system in this and done everything we just did in the black one to the green one here, except for the distributors. So we did cap, rotor, coil, plugs, and wires. And ever since then, it's been a little jittery. Now, I did use some plugs that I've never tried before. I heard they work great in some vehicles, and in some they don't work very good. In some, you don't really notice a difference either way. And that actually depends on the motor itself, not so much the brand of the vehicle or the individual vehicle. You say you could have 2 Dodge Rams, you put these plugs in, one might run like crap because of whatever engine it is, it's not really that compatible, or it just doesn't like it, and the other one might run great. We're going to be replacing the G3 Diamond Fires that are in here with our trusty standbys, the NGKs. Now these are a model number 3547, and they should be gapped at a .45. We're also going to do the coil, and we're also using NGK for that as well. I want to stick with the same brands on things. Now, we're probably not going to get all this done today. It's been sprinkling off and on, and it's getting a little later in the evening. So I think I'm just going to change these plugs and call it a day, and come back to do the coil maybe tomorrow. I know it's supposed to rain pretty good tomorrow off and on, but that doesn't mean I can't be in the garage still turning some wrenches, right? So since you've seen me do this a few times, I'm not really going to explain it. Now, I don't know how well that's going to show up, but that is some pretty mucky looking crud to me. And we are going to be using the anti-seize again. And yes, I am using my beautiful magnetic spark plug holder. Love that thing. this one looks pretty piss poor all the way around. So once again, steering column in the way. Not the best place to put it. And this spark plug broke right in half. Isn't that great? But she was looking a little busty and crusty here, so at least we got it out. So take a look at those. They look a little better than the other ones did, but still, I don't know. Alright, so it's a couple days later, and we're going to do that coil here today, but what I want to do first is kind of just go over this again to refresh some of your guys' memories, because it has been a very long time since this has been on the road or since we've done any work to it. So, issues that it's having is a severe vacuum leak of some kind somewhere, and I'm not able to locate it. So it basically kind of chokes itself out, and I have replaced the map sensor. I have replaced the EGR valve. I'm not sure what else it could be. We are going to change valve cover gaskets here at some point, but like I said, I literally have a bag or a box of parts for this thing that I have bought over you know, some time, and since it's down and out, I get a little angry knowing that this has an issue that I can't figure out.
McGee, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
And I haven't, you know, really climbed in it super hard. I just can't find anything. So yeah, it makes me a little angry that I can't figure it out. But since I have some parts laying around for it, we're going to put them in. We already did the spark plugs. Like I said earlier, we did do the wires not all that long ago, so I'm not going to worry about that. And we're going to run the NGK coil for this particular VIN Z coated engine. So here's our coil. This is the old one, and basically it's the same little bracket. You got to unbolt this. Now this is a replacement, and the first time I did this was riveted, and the replacement came with bolts because you do have to either drill it out, or I ground the head off and punched it out and popped right off. So but that's the technique, so now I have to do that with this. So the new NGK one also came with new hardware in case this is your first crack at replacing that. Alright, so we got the new coil loaded up in the holder. I just went ahead and reused the old hardware, no big deal. You can see we got the coil in. Now I just got to plug it in these two spots and the coil wire there, and this little project's done. Well, that was pretty painless, really. It was 2 bolts to get the bracket off, and then 2 more bolts to actually replace the coil itself. Plug a few things back in. Bada bing, bada boom. As I was kind of cleaning things up here a little bit before we end today's video, I found the actual part number for that magnetic spark plug socket, and it's a Power Torque. It's a GM8558, and that's for the 3/8 drive 5/8 socket. Available at O'Reilly's. Not a sponsor, not a sponsored product, just something that's super cool. And if you do anything with spark plugs, you need to get one of these. They do have them in various sizes, so if you have bigger plugs or small engine stuff, they have all of that stuff, so check it out. I'm going to end today's video here because the next little project we got in store for the 95 here, it's going to take a little bit of time, just because on this particular vehicle it's a little harder to get to. You got to remove a bunch of things before you can actually remove the part, and I'm talking about a blower motor. If you can tell, right, I've got her sitting right there. It's not broken, it's not bad, but I did change the blower motor resistor in my very first video ever. I'm going to put a link to that up here. Horrible when I look back at it. Even this one you're watching now isn't any good, but it's a heck of a lot better than my first one. But I did replace the blower motor resistor, and you know, after working in an auto parts store for a long time, I was always told, and I always told others, you know, if you're going to replace the motor, you might as well replace the resistor at the same time, or vice versa. And I have had that part, honestly, for almost 4 years now, and it's been about 3 years, give or take, since we replaced that resistor. So it's about time we put the motor in, and then it's just done. I can get it out of here. It's less stuff cluttering up my little cluttered up garage. And you know, when I have 3 S10s and I've got parts laying around for all of them, pretty much all of them at this point still, it's easy to kind of get stuff mixed up. What goes where? What's this one for? But I do want to throw out a quick question to all my S10 fans out there. Anybody that's familiar with the 4.3, I found this little plug just unplugged. It looks like it's a single wire. I don't know what the heck it's for. But if anybody does, let me know. I just saw it hanging there as I was kind of cleaning up here, and I thought, hey, what the heck is that? And it looks pretty dirty, so like on the end of it, so I can tell that it didn't just recently fall out of some place. You know, it has not been connected for a while. And who knows, I do have aftermarket gauges and things, so maybe it's like a oil pressure or water temperature sensor connector or something to the dash gauges. I don't know, could be something of that nature, but it'd be kind of nice to know anyways, I guess. So if you know, please let me know. So if you know, you know. So if you're aware of what that is, let me know. Greatly appreciated. Well, that's going to do it for today's video. If you haven't done so already, and you have made it this far in the video, please go ahead and hit that subscription button. Also, for those that have made it this far in the video, I've got a little treat coming up here for you, so make sure you stay all the way to the very end, because you don't want to miss it. As always, stay positive, work hard, and make it happen.
Let's get to our crime of the week. Tom, what do we got? Our crime of the week takes us to Maryland and a man named Ed Lawson who stumbled upon the aftermath of an alleged drunk driving hit-and-run accident.
Somebody had me drinking and driving. Look at this here. Look at this here. This is why you do that. Drink and drive. Look at that. You see? It looks like they hit this motherfucker. Bounced off this motherfucker. Made it hit this motherfucker. Could have the engine. Put the engine back in this motherfucker. Swiped the side of this motherfucker. Half the cars underneath of this motherfucker. Which ended up pushing this motherfucker into this motherfucker. Steal one car parts and tore off the window and the mirror on this motherfucker. Looks like he came back, got control for a second, and then hit this motherfucker. Pulled it back onto the streets. Came back while he was at it. I don't know where the that came from. Hit this motherfucker. On the trail, swerved around, slammed that motherfucker into that motherfucker. Swerved around. Looks like he sideswiped this motherfucker right here on his way out the motherfucker. And you can see the trail of, I'm assuming this is, I mean, I know it's got to be an oil tank for it to still be in. But damn. Nipped this motherfucker right here while he was at it. Wasn't done. Knocked the bump off that motherfucker. Managed to gain control. I wonder what the fucking car looks like. Do that, drink and drive. You will up a whole bunch of people's morning and there's about 8 motherfuckers that's gonna come out this joint and be so up at that motherfucker.
God bless Ed Lawson and his ability to commentate.
Wow.
An accident.
That is one mother accident. Amazing.